how bad your motor is, how bad the transmission is, how big your rear end is, you have to have suspension. When it comes to dealing with suspension and trying to get the car to go straight and to hook up, you must have suspension. You gotta have a bad chassis man. You gotta have a guy that knows racing forensics, that knows how to measure out and get everything to the exact points. Oh man, it's a nice piece here. It's coming along real good. If this car don't leave on the bumper, my name ain't Junior, man. Oh, we got another Junior right here, but at the end of the day, hey, it's gonna be a nice piece, man. It's gonna be a nice piece. It's gonna leave real hard, and we're gonna have some fun with this car. We win, we lose. However it go back to the drawing board, do it over. That's what racing about, man. A lot of these guys scared to race. They're scared to, you know, embarrassed of losing, getting recorded, you know. So at the end of the day, hey man, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna race with this car, you know. And we're gonna let you pick your poison if you want slicks or if you want rims, because we're setting it up for that. So hey, just have some fun, man. That's it. I don't give a damn if you got 5,000 horsepower. If you're not getting that shit to the ground, you're not going nowhere. And some guys, don't get me wrong, suspension work is expensive. Some people don't want to pay for it. Some people, they can't afford it. But that's what you need. I don't care how bad your motor is, how bad the transmission is, how big your rear end is. You have to have suspension. And you have to have a person that knows about suspension. You have to have a person that knows about racing forensics. That, you know, that knows how to balance a car out and center up a car. If you don't, if the person that's doing that don't know that, then hey, you're just pitching the wind. You're gonna smoke tires. You're gonna be all over the road. I've had cars where they didn't have near the motor these guys had. Way smaller motors, but just by having the suspension right, always win. But a lot of people just want to spend money on all the motor. They want to spend money in the transmission, all the rear end, and they don't really care about the suspension. And that's the most important part about doing a car, doing a street car, doing a track car. You have to get your power to the ground. And a lot of people, they just want to fry tires, they can look good, and then the car's going to go down and go straight by itself. But the car has to have some help, just like anything else. Okay, well this swipe right here is called an anti-roll, which is made for pretty much any four-link independent suspension car. It allows the whole car to leave even. And that's very important when you're dealing with suspension, when you're dealing with the back of the car trying to hook up, trying to go straight. The car is not, you know, it's not rocking all over the track and stuff like that, or down the street when it leaves. You know, I'll tell anybody that a good car with good suspension will beat a badass motor any day. Good suspension will make a decent motor look like a badass motor. And listen, let me tell you something, man. Even my homeboy Malibu, we didn't even have this many bars. We pretty much had the upper and lower control arms, the anti-roll. Yeah, you usually don't put too much in it. And we had the front done, that's all we had. And we was running 970 with a small block all day and drove it where we wanted to drive. But it was just because the suspension was right. Yeah. The car was centered up, the drive shaft was down the center of the car perfect. You know what I'm saying? The wheelbase, everything was on point. You know, so once we got the car set like that, I'm talking about you can match that car and I mean, it would just go straight. That's what you want.
We do high performance cars. We like tubbing, we like putting big tires, we like lowering cars, we like lifting cars.
Suspension,
a lot of chassis
building, whatever it is to get a car together.
This one sounds good too. You ain't heard this one up.
I built this motor earlier this year.
It's 4 years ago?
Yeah. I built this motor earlier this year, so 383, but it runs real good. It runs very good.
So that's this view, you know. These are the ends going on the side. It should hold about about 3,000 horse. Somewhere around $600-700 to build it. These are the axles for it. 35 spine.
That's the suspension, but like, what's a good number for thinking about how much money to set aside for your suspension?
So if you could set aside like a good $5 or $6 grand for suspension, then that'll be a big help to the car. A very big help. A lot of guys, they'll go spend, you know, $8,000-9,000 instead of rims, $5,000 or $6,000 in paint. They'll spend, you know, $8,000-9,000 in music. They'll go spend $8,000-9,000 in interior. And where they really need to put it at, to where the car ride good and handle good, and the power they're trying to put down, where you can actually see the power and feel it, it needs to go in suspension. And a lot of people, you know, they just forget all about that. So what I'm doing, when someone, you know, opens the door for me, hey, I don't care what it is, what it costs for me to design a car for them, then guess what? I'm going all the way, and we're going to do suspension and all the bells and whistles. And that's just the way it's going to be. That's just the way it has to be. You know, some guys I know for a fact, they got shocks that cost like about, you know, $200-300 a piece. These shocks here are very, you know, they're very inexpensive. They cost you anywhere between 50 to about like $100 a piece. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just a good basic shock to start out with to, you know, make sure the car's gonna hook up. But other than that, I mean, you know, you got the lower control arms adjustable. You have the upper control arms adjustable. You see what I'm saying? Once again, you have the anti-roll. We have Moroso trick spring shocks for the back. We also have them in the front. I mean, if you look up here, we got the frame tied in, going from the back part here all the way up to the front. We got an X in the middle. Even got the transmission stabilized in the back. We got it connected to the front of the frame up there. So basically, we're just trying to get the whole body of the car to leave as one piece. We're not trying to have the car to separate nowhere. We're not trying to have the car to twist, rock. We just want the car to leave together, solid as one piece. We want the car to hook up.
Nice, bro. I like the roping that you did on the bottom. We did a 3-inch exhaust with the Dynamax X-Pipe. We got a nice motor on it. We got all this rocket in the bottom, so it was kind of hard to do the exhaust to go higher, but we got it done. Put some Magnaflow 3-inch straight through. We're gonna see what it does once it gets tuned.
What do you think of these Magnaflows?
I love them, man. I love them, man. This is a Grand National pillow. Could be. It could be.
I knew he wasn't going to agree with that.
We got one right there. I just got to change my tire. Let me tune it a little bit.
I'ma need a bang, help me out with this shit. Dade County, Miami, I run this. My city, my town, I do this. Out of state, out of town, I rep this.
My city, my hood, my state, this